Start game now. Kevin of Locksley will not stop talking about how much he enjoyed working with helicopters when he filmed the movie The Guardians. That's why today he brought me Raid on Bungeling Bay for the Nintendo Entertainment System with box art or label art that looks like it's a 1980s horror movie. It looks like a VHS copy nonetheless. What is up with that? That makes absolutely no sense at all. It doesn't tell you anything about the game, but nonetheless, let's take Raid on Bungeling Bay and pop it into our NES and find out how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Raid on Bungeling Bay is an action game with some real-time strategy elements built in and was published by Broderbund in 1987. It is based on the 1984 computer game made by a guy named Will Wright. This was Wright's first game, but he would later become one of the most highly regarded developers of all time for his Sim series of games that include Sim City, The Sims, and who can forget 1991's Sim Ant. The Bungeling Empire is trying to conquer the world by developing a war machine. Now it's up to you to enter the center of their operations called Bungeling Bay in your helicopter and destroy 6 secret factories. By the way, this is the same world as the original Choplifter computer game where you were rescuing hostages with a helicopter from the Bungeling Empire. I guess helicopters are the only viable weapon to fight the Bungelings with. Someone should call Airwolf. You have 3 options when you start the game. Game A starts at the beginning, Game B starts at level 3, and the 2-player option is there where you can let the second player control the war machine trying to destroy player 1. Sadly, I didn't have a second player to try this mode, but I do really like it when games give the second player something different to do. Controlling your helicopter may take a little practice. You press left or right to aim the direction where you want to go. You press up to go forward in the direction you are pointed in, and press down to go backwards. The A button fires your machine gun, and the B button is used to drop bombs, which is necessary to destroy the factories and battleships. You start the game on your aircraft carrier and press A or B to take off. You can return to the aircraft carrier at any time to regain your health. There is a tiny arrow on the screen that always points to the carrier, which is constantly and slowly moving. Once you are directly over it and slow down, you can press A or B again to land. You carry 9 bombs at a time, and landing on the carrier will refill those as well. Your damage is the number represented next to the letter D on the screen. You start at 0, meaning no damage. If you get beyond 100% damage, you will lose control of your helicopter and will eventually crash, but you can try to aim your crash at a factory if you're close enough. The C will also change colors to represent your damage. When your damage falls between 50 and 79%, the C will turn yellow, and you will also lose 25% of your flying ability. When your damage falls between 80 and 99%, the C will turn red and you will lose half of your flying ability. The playfield is 10 screens tall and 10 screens wide, but there are no boundaries, so if you fly in one direction long enough, you will eventually return to where you started. The factories are among the islands and remind me of L-shaped Tetris pieces. During the beginning of the round, the factories take 7 bombs to destroy, but as the round continues, they will get stronger and can take as many as 20 bombs to take out. And factories can repair themselves, so focusing at one at a time is a good idea. Find and destroy all 6 and you will advance to a new round with increased difficulty. There are also several enemies in your path. Tanks and boats harm you the least. Radar towers won't attack you, but they will alert enemies that you are in the area. Gun turrets start out somewhat weak, but as the game progresses will fire heat-seeking missiles that either must be outlasted or shot down. There are also 2 types of enemy jets. Fighter jets have black windshields and will attack you. Bombers have red windshields and will not attack you, but your carrier instead. When the screen says alert, you will need to rush to your aircraft carrier to protect it. If it gets destroyed, you will not be able to repair yourself and will eventually lose the game when you are destroyed. There are also battleships that will attack your carrier starting in the second round. When you see warning on screen, it means a battleship is about to leave the dock. You usually need 10 bombs to destroy it at the dock, but it will take more if it leaves the dock. Graphically speaking, I thought this game looked pretty bland, and it was occasionally hard to tell the difference between the islands since they all basically looked the same to me. I also didn't think much of the music or the sounds, but I did find the music a little catchy despite this, and this is a fairly family-friendly game. On eBay, loose copies tend to go for about $6 to $7, and complete copies were going between $25 and $40, and as always, that includes shipping. So what did I think of Raid on Bungeling Bay? Well, I did appreciate some of the depth of the game, but I just didn't find it very entertaining, and I had some problems with it. Not only were the graphics bland, but I found it difficult to get used to the controls and hard to find the factories at times. I really wish the game would have had some sort of a map or radar to point you to the factories, and some damage bars on the factories as well would have been nice. These improvements would have been seen in the Desert Strike series, which I wouldn't be surprised if it got some of its inspiration from this game. So where am I going to rank Raid on Bungeling Bay? Well, it's going to be in the low mid range. I enjoyed it more than X-Men at 19 and the Addams Family at 18, but that's about it, so I'm going to make Raid on Bungeling Bay my new number 18 game. It may have been based on a Will Wright game, but I can only recommend it to the biggest NES collector. If you enjoy retro videos like this, would you please click the like and subscribe buttons? Don't forget to check out some of my many other videos for other systems as well, including the Atari 2600, 7800, Sega Genesis, and Sega Master System as well. With over 150 videos posted, there's something for just about everybody. Thank you guys for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, and I'll see you later.